So welcome everyone to Stubborn Fat to Abs part 1 out of 3. This is going to be a free course I'll be doing for all of you struggling with stubborn fat. Either that's in your belly, love handles, or whatever area it might be. For people that have been putting the work in for a long time, they've gotten good results, but they seem to be really stuck with that just the last part of fat they can't get rid of. For people who think that they have limiting factors such as age, maybe a long past of bad lifestyle, bad eating habits and stuff like that. And for all of you in general, that are really struggling to figure out how can I get rid of this issue. If you Google how to get rid of stubborn fat, maybe that's how some of you stumbled upon this video. Those who are new to this project, you've realized that the results you get are really split in the middle. So there's a camp that says you have to first bulk and then lose the fat and maybe train more. And there's another camp that says, you have to first cut and then start training more hardcore. The results you get out there are really split in the middle, and that can be really confusing. That can be really paralyzing for someone who wants, to get to the next level, to get rid of that stubborn fat. When you're bombarded by these different opinions, taking that next step is not something you can do with confidence. And if you want to accomplish an extreme goal, you definitely always need confidence. Non-extreme goal can be accomplished with half-hearted attempts. It's just impossible to build momentum that way. So first of all, let's get started with what exactly is stubborn fat. How does it differ from regular fat? Well, you see, the way that your body breaks down fat is through some major hormones. First of all, these are norepinephrine and epinephrine, or as we Europeans call them, adrenaline and noradrenaline. Basically, these are your stress hormones. And stress doesn't only mean mental stress, but any kind of physical stress, such as exercise, generates these hormones. And these are responsible, as I said, for burning fat. Now, your fat cells have specific receptors for these hormones. Now, what we see in stubborn fat is that you have a bigger ratio of alpha receptors to beta receptors. Now, what are these? Well, very simply said, without having to get too much deep into the science, alpha receptors are less efficient for manipulating catecholamines in order to break down fat, while beta receptors are a lot more effective. So guess which receptors stubborn fat has? You guessed right, those are the alpha receptors. Now, another factor that comes into place is the fact that stubborn fat has less blood flow. And less blood flow means that you get less stimulation, and you'll get a higher metabolic effect in this area, which is also going to make burning it a lot more difficult. Now, another thing that I would like to talk about is the skinny fat physique and the misconceptions surrounding it. So a lot of people come to me telling me they have a skinny fat body and that's why they struggle to lose fat at specific areas or develop muscle at other specific areas. And pretty often I'll see that, a lot of these people have actually different bodies, have different characteristics. And the reason for that is because there isn't such thing as a specific skinny fat physique. Rather, there are people who just have stubborn fat at different areas of their bodies, maybe one or maybe multiple, in combination with areas of their bodies that are quite muscle resistant, let's put it that way. They struggle to build muscle at those areas of their body. So even though there isn't a specific skinny fat physique, there are common characteristics and traits. So, three of these that I almost always see is being thin but not looking actually healthy, having stubborn fat areas at one or multiple areas of your body. And often these people feel that dieting and exercising doesn't equate to looking better after a certain point, at least. So there are other common traits that can be observed pretty often as well, like love handles, skinny arms, doughy chest, puffy nipples, difficulty developing areas such as the shoulders and arms, and widening the chest. So these are some common characteristics and some common traits. It doesn't mean that you're suffering from a really severe condition or whatever. Some people pretty often think. There are also people that are sort of in between of the skinny fat physique and the average regular physique. One of those people was me as well, 5 years ago. As you can see in this photo, so 5 years ago and 15 pounds lighter to be more exact. I have a pretty doughy skin tone, skin nature, a little bit of puffy nipple action going on here. Let's see, I have a healthy weight for my body, but I look quite sick, I would say at least. And even though I was working out here, my biggest barrier that prevented me from changing was believing that I could change and following a specific plan. Because I was studying, I had actually finished, I did finish my sports science and physical education university at that point. So, I knew the basic nuts and jolts, the basic things that I had to do, but I was struggling with the mental barrier, and I was also over analyzing things a lot. Now, this is me in a photo 4 years later. This is just a post-workout selfie of me at home. No Photoshop involved, no special light and effects. This is just how a person looks that exercises consistently. Of course, I've been going at it for a lot of years, but you can get there a lot faster, or at least you can get a pretty lean physique with abs, and I'm guessing that's why you're here, in a really shorter amount of time than you actually think. So why am I sharing this? The reason I'm sharing this is because I know how it is to struggle. I know how it is to really feel stuck, really feel that you can't move on to the next level. You can't have that confidence of believing that you can change. And I would like to tell you that it's going to be as easy as this photo over here, but it's not, because this is not like an easy way out. This is not a telemarketing solution you see like at midnight when you're at home falling asleep on the couch with this magic pill or this magic solution that a lot of people are looking for. And trust me, if that magic solution existed, everybody would just choose that over hard work and dieting and exercising. Now, there are 2 steps that you have to take if you want to accomplish this goal, if you want to take your physique to the next level. Number 1 is, before anybody else around you believes in this, you first have to believe in yourself. Stop waiting for other people's self-approval. Because when you want to change, pretty often you'll see that people around you can feel uncomfortable. And why is that? Because, by wanting to change, by talking about this goal, people realize that they can also change. It's within their reach as well. And what does that mean? It means that they're going to have to get uncomfortable. Because, achieving a goal means discomfort, means changes in your habits. So first of all, stop believing Stop waiting for other people's approval and start believing in yourself. Step number 2 is to accept that it's going to be difficult. Why is that important? Because, if you're just playing this mental game in your head that maybe there's a way you can make this easier, maybe there's an easy way out, maybe you've heard of this supplement and this easy workout that person did, it's never ever works. I mean, if you're here, it means that you've already probably tried a ton of other things. So stop trying to look for the easy way out, because once you accept that it's going to be difficult, it actually becomes easier. That's the funny thing. Once you stop playing that mental game in your head and you just deal with the situation, I'm going to have to go through some discomfort for a while. Once you do that, the process becomes easier. Now, one last thing I want to mention in part 1 is the importance of understanding that it's not just about the body. It's also who you become through this goal and through any fitness goal. Now, some of you are thinking, why are you getting that all spiritual or whatever? Why? I just want to get some abs. I just want to lose this stubborn fat. I get that. But look, when you're focusing on that and only that, what you're doing is you're attaching a future state of happiness on an exterior image of your body. And that never leads to good things. If you study psychology and if you look at the research, this only leads to bad things. This only can lead to self-image disorders. It can lead to unhealthy eating behaviors. It can lead to a ton of problems. And that's why it's important to learn to be observative and see all the mental benefits that come with a diet and a workout plan, which are those you learn to appreciate: hard work ethic. So you learn to appreciate consistency. You see that applying all your effort on a specific plan, and just sticking to that delivers results. And all these things are things that can spread into your life. Now, there have been studies showing that people who get in shape, as you can see here, trigger overall widespread positive changes in their lives, in their businesses, in their relationships. People get better with their studies, but you need to have the awareness to observe this. You need to be mindful of these attributes that a fitness journey offers you, because if you're not mindful of them, you won't use them that much. You won't be able to take advantage of these. And I know some of you are thinking that this sounds good right now and it sounds like a lot of positive psychology and this and that, but I can personally also testify to this, because as I told you, those of you who are not aware with my story, I spent 5 years being depressed. I spent 5 years being physically unhealthy as well. And after that, once I decided to get back into shape, once I started adding positive habits into my life, so most of those were nutrition and exercise. I got back into shape. I started eating really healthy. I started meditating, which is basically a form of exercise for your mind. Once I started all that, it triggered all those widespread positive changes we were talking about previously. What happened? Well, first of all, I started this project, Homemade Muscle, which is my passion nowadays, which is something I love doing. I mean, I've slept only 3 hours tonight, which is a lot less than I normally sleep and than I should sleep. But I'm super pumped to make this video for you, because these things make me happy. And I wrote books that became bestsellers on Amazon, even though I could never even finish an essay in high school. I sucked terribly at essays. I've been featured on websites such as The Art of Manliness, T-Nation, Ask Men, websites that I was reading in the past, and I never believed that I could be featured on such a website. And you know, in the end, the most important thing is that I've helped a lot of other people change their lives as well. And yes, a good-looking body can jumpstart your confidence, can get you started with having a more positive outlook of life, but don't be solely attached to the body. Try to observe, you know, all the other things that are developed through this journey in you, and you know, don't make the body the basis of your happiness. Just look at the bigger picture and how all these things act together synergistically, and you know, how combined with an overall positive mindset, they can make a huge difference in your life. So that was part one. I hope you enjoyed it. In part two, we'll be talking more about the actual practical applications that come into play for destroying that stubborn fat that you've been carrying around for too long. Specifically, we'll be talking about one of the most important things, and that's dieting, you know, and all the hacks and tricks that come into play for burning stubborn fat. So make sure that you don't miss out on that. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Let me know as well if you have any questions. Let me know if you have even any objections. You know, I'm always eager to answer all of your feedback. And now next time, keep on training.